I mean, we weren't quite ready to have kids yet, early on in our marriage, but God, I know, placed a deep desire in both of our hearts to be mommy and daddy. And we went to the orientation at church for AZ 127, and we kind of already knew a lot about it, but okay, let's not tell God no. Basically, that was our whole thing throughout the whole process was we're just not telling God no, because he put this desire in our hearts to be mommy and daddy. My biggest fear going into the whole thing was having to say goodbye to a little kid. I think I can fall in love with kids very easily, and so just that fear of, okay, now they have to leave our home, that was the definitely, I mean, yeah, definitely the scariest part for me, and I think for you too. No?
Yeah, and just having a kid.
Right. So we got the email, she's 4.5 years old. Our agency worker said, I know she's quite a bit older than what you were thinking. And we were going back and forth, should we do this, should we not? Oh, I don't know. And then finally, I think God just gave me just this clear picture. It's like, we've already said yes. Why are we questioning this at this point? And we've gone through this whole process, and I mean, yes. Okay, Heidi, I'm gonna send her an email back. And man, oh man, that was the absolute scariest day of my life, knowing that Anna was coming. January 5th was Anna's first day with us. My goodness, she is a fireball. And she made it very clear at the very beginning, I'm not staying here.
Yeah.
I am not gonna call you mommy, and I'm going back home.
After a few weeks, a month, it started becoming more clear that, okay, we could see her being here, and she started, I think, also started thinking of that too, like kind of getting more comfortable with that idea, and she called us mommy and daddy a couple weeks into it. So it was like a little scary because like, oh my goodness, like now she's just connecting, and like now she's seeing, you know, she wants to have a mommy and a daddy, and that's who she's accepting that we're taking care of her. So it was kind of scary, but it was also kind of relieving because she was accepting that, and not.
And it was shortly thereafter that even the case manager and stuff that started asking, would you guys be interested in adopting?
Yeah.
We're like, oh, yeah, at this point we're kind of falling in love with this little girl.
There wasn't any red flags or big signs saying that it shouldn't happen, and I mean, it was still scary going forward with that idea, but it was, as time went on, it was coming clearer and clearer that, you know, this could be a possibility, and I can see this happening. Oh, and I want this to happen, and
like, Lord, please let this happen.
Yeah.
Well, what about Gabby? Because she's in this other foster home, secluded all by herself, and not in an adoptive home. And so where's Gabby gonna go? And, oh my goodness, are we gonna adopt 2 kids? What happened here? And so then they basically started setting it up to where she would stay a weekend with us, and just to kind of see if it would fit well. And I mean, right away you could tell she
was all about it.
Want to be your daughter.
She was
right away
excited.
Big hugs and very affectionate and loving towards us.
Well, I don't see there being a giant no and anything standing in her way of adopting this kid. She needs a home, and
we want to have kids.
Yeah,
and
it was
loving, and it just only made sense.
I mean, and it was scary going into it as well, because you're not just going into fostering, but okay, we're gonna take this kid to adopt her. our adoption timeline went very smoothly, because a lot of times it can take years, or there can be a lot more speed bumps. But everything just worked out really well.
Yeah, I mean, God just kind of did a crazy thing because of some legalities of needing to be foster parents for a minimum of 6 months, and so Anna was going to get adopted first because she met that requirement with us, and then Gabby was going to have to wait until December, I think, before she could be adopted. And we were really wanting them to have a special day, a shared special day, and it was literally the afternoon before they both got adopted that we got the email, basically, okay, it's all approved, they're both getting adopted tomorrow. Whoa, okay. And so yeah, that was September 26th. I mean, all in all, it's easy to look back and see just God's hand on so many different things that, I mean, it was completely out of our control.
Kind of along for the ride.
And I mean, God is so kind to us.
Yeah.
And is continuing to be kind to us, and how, I mean, we're even talking of just their progress from last week to this week of just how more a part of our family they are just in a week. And just, I don't know, it's fantastic. It's so fun, and yeah.
I can imagine not having them now.
Yeah.
And by the time adoption day came, it was kind of like, okay, we're here. So like, and by that point, I mean, it was like, oh yeah, now I'm ready, and like, definitely ready for this. It's not really scary anymore. And
it's like, okay, I just feel so much more at ease. Like, okay, yay, I get to love on these girls and don't ever have to say goodbye. What's really neat is praying often with the girls for their biological parents. Yeah. And it's neat to, I guess, communicate that God is big, God is in control, God can do anything, and that, yeah, they've made some poor choices, but God still loves them. I guess what's really neat looking back is it just shows how good God is. Yes. And just by being soft to whatever he has, because at this point, I am so in love with both of those girls that I cannot imagine if they were not in our house. And just to see how, I mean, God it's crazy to see how God works. And even though we were really afraid, I was terrified, but just like, okay, let's just not say no. Let's just say yes to whatever God has us. And I mean, I don't want to say it's come full circle because it hasn't even been a year yet, but
right.
I mean, they are our girls. They are a part of our family, and man, I love our family.